Hello and welcome. This is Midday News. Thanks for joining us. The Electoral Commissioner, Simon Sinai, returned the writs for the Pogera Paila and Aitapelumi by-elections to the Governor-General, Sebob Dadai, yesterday at the Government House in Port Moresby. Key government officials and members of parliament, including the newly elected members for Pogera Paila and Aitapelumi, were present at the Government House to witness the return of writs ceremony. Satisfied Electoral Commissioner Simon Sinai issued the writs to Governor-General Sebob Dadai, signifying the completion of the by-elections and the start of the leadership career for the two elected MPs. Speaking to the media shortly after the writs were returned, Sinai said that conducting the by-elections was not easy, but through an effective working partnership between the electoral officers, voters, supporters and candidates, the by-election was conducted successfully.
We wish to thank each and every one for and on behalf of the Electoral Commission for taking part as the polling officials, as a returning officer, or as a voter, or as a contestant or supporter of a candidate. We have done tremendously well in exercising the democratic rights by way of conducting elections and also allowing the people to exercise their rights under the law.
He said their main concern was to face security issues during the Pogera Paila by-elections. However, it was conducted peacefully.
Through the process, we have noticed and heard that elections were successful, even though we think Pogera Paila is one of the places that we think there are security issues. But those are things that, it's a normal way of life that people live.
Sinai said the Electoral Commission has conducted 5 by-elections this year, all of which turned out successfully with minor discrepancies.
This week, we return the writ for Kabum. And next week, we are going to return the writ for Usinobundi. Previous week, we returned the writ for Central Bougainville. So we had 5 by-elections in the midst of LNG preparations.
Meanwhile, the Pogera Paila MP-elect is Gidron Maso Karipe, and for Aitapelumi is Anderson Misi. Karipe holds the seat left vacant by his late father, Maso Karipe, who was the candidate elected in the 2022 general elections, while the Aitapelumi seat was left vacant following a national court order. For the first time, coffee farmers from the Abao district, located on the border of Central and Milne Bay provinces, can sell their coffee in Port Moresby. On Tuesday, 3 truckloads of coffee bags were transported from the remote Abao district to Port Moresby.
It's a significant milestone for the coffee farmers from Abao district, marking an important step for their livelihoods and the local economy. The ability to transport 3 truckloads of coffee bags to Port Moresby for sale reflects improvements in logistics and access to markets, which can have a transformative impact on these communities. Coffee Industry Corporation Central Province Coordinator Zurania Tura said for the farmers, this opportunity not only allows them to generate income, but also to showcase the quality of their coffee on a larger stage.
For the first time, normally also karim coffee go semlo mil alatao nasipin wanta lo lay, but through lo doctor, we've been first 2023 145 bags. We've karim come down. All cooperative yet. It takes them 4 days and 4 nights from Veroy, Param, Derea, Kerea, and come down lo Nunumai and Magarida. And then from there, we put him lo Kenu, Dakap Kenu, na Chikalo Kupiano, and then we play Iron Car, na Chikalo Mospi. And then from there, all bias kisim, shipping on Talo Lena. The first export was to Indonesia, their coffee, Abao coffee. And this is the second lot now, we play Simcam to the buyer again, Palm Forest product.
He said having direct access to Port Moresby market means they can establish a relationship with buyers, potentially leading to better prices and more consistent sales.
A big thank you goes to our honorable member, Sep Pukatem. And not forgetting our provincial administration, DAL, and the CIC, the work boom on them now. Helping Molili farmers from the remote part where they are growing the best organic coffee without fertilizer, without chemical, the best. And the sample mi plasalim go lay export office, CIC, the specialist, the Q graders, all grading coffee blow mi pla come 85 Y grade. So by September, I'm gonna train them to move up. For Guelala, I already trained them. They top the country. 86 A grade, where sometime result to come. So we have the result for 2024 coffee and 2025 coffee harvest. For 2024, I'm now plaxim come here. 2025, it's more than 500 bags. I'm still sap yet. By loading come down, the same process.
This achievement also highlights the importance of supporting rural agriculture and fostering connection between remote producers and urban markets. As the farmers gain recognition for their products, it could lead to increased demand for Abao coffee, enhancing its reputation and potentially opening doors for exports in the future.
Plus tablo border straight. Midday na central border. So now we production coffee lo border come down lo central now. Midday come down lo central na we plus 15 come. Aste we plus apaste cargo sin we plus come sili lo copiano. And now we plus come. 110 bags.
The farmers traveled for 4 days and 4 nights to reach Port Moresby. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
Meanwhile, local MP Sep Pukatem, who received the farmers, acknowledged the Maraperosa government for the Connect PNG program. He said this paved the way for further investment in infrastructure such as roads and transportation, which will benefit not only coffee farmers but also other agricultural sectors in the region.
Today is the first time that Abao coffee has come on road, come by road to Port Moresby. And so on that note, I want to acknowledge the Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable James Marape, for progressing the Connect PNG on this missing link, Central and Milne Bay. That's a missing link I've been fighting for a long time. And 2019, when I left O'Neill and joined Marape, we promoted this missing link close up. And therefore the Connect PNG came up under this government policy.
After a tireless 3 weeks of polling and counting, the Usinobundi district of Midday province finally declared its Member of Parliament, Vincent Ambane Kumura, yesterday afternoon. The by-election exclusion was a close race between Kumura and 2 other candidates, Donald Uguru and Nick Kamuti. In the final exclusion, Kumura hedged his rival candidate by 278 votes, difference ahead of the absolute majority of 14,000. On the 25th exclusion count, Vincent Kumura collected a total of 14,694 votes, with runner-up Donald Uguru out with a total of 14,416 votes. It was a rainy day at the Volume station during the exclusion period. However, this did not deepen the people's spirit as they continued to brave the rains and winds throughout the day. An overwhelmed Vincent Kumura had this to say after the declaration yesterday afternoon. A bipartisan U.S. congressional delegation visited Port Moresby this week to strengthen diplomatic, economic and security ties with Papua New Guinea. The delegation were in the country from August 10 to 12, met with Prime Minister James Marape, parliamentarian leaders, the Mineral Resources Authority, and the American Chamber of Commerce. Led by Senator Chris Coons, the group also included Senator Gary Peters and Representative Mike Tuna, Terry Sewell, and Madeline Dean. Senator Coons said he was proud to have visited as PNG marked 50 years of independence and 50 years of bilateral relations with the U.S., noting discussions on shared security goals and economic prosperity. U.S. Ambassador welcomed the visit, highlighting ongoing cooperation in defense, economic development, and citizens' diplomacy, including new sister cities partnerships. In regional news, the New South Wales Premier has avoided setting a date for the completion of a metro line to the Western Sydney Airport. The new line was supposed to open late last year, but Chris Minns says that might not happen until after the next state election.
Well, we've been given our first glimpse inside the airport terminal station, which is about half built. Eventually, passengers will be able to get on and off a metro train about 250 metres from the terminal. From here, it'll take about 15 minutes to get to St Mary's, where travellers can change onto a regular train into the city, which will take about an hour. Construction of the airport is well underway, with the terminal complete and the runway finished. The metro line was supposed to open at the same time as flights were expected to begin late next year. But a dispute between the consortium building the line and the state government is threatening to delay the opening of the metro. The Premier is unable to say when it'll open. There's a chance it won't happen before the next state election.
As you can see, the team here are working incredibly hard, and they deserve a lot of credit for embarking on an incredibly complicated engineering solution out here in Western Sydney.
Well, planning work is underway on possible future extensions. Campbelltown Council is arguing that the line should be extended to Macarthur. The Mayor says it's 20 minutes quicker by public transport to get from Campbelltown to Sydney Kingsford Smith than it is to get to Western Sydney Airport, even though the latter is much closer. Business cases on possible additions to the network are expected next year.
Paramount Council has voted against a push to seek more information about a reported raid on its office last month by the corruption watchdog. The independent councillor behind the motion has criticized her fellow councillors, saying they're just hoping the matter goes away.
As speculation hangs over Parramatta about a reported raid by officers from the Independent Commission Against Corruption, attempts to get more details are falling flat.
Unfortunately, I've seen that most councillors really want to put their head in the sand about this and hope that it goes away. Independent
Councillor Kelly Darley is vowing to continue asking questions after her motion proposing the council get more information about the raid was defeated. Councillors instead passed a motion declaring a zero-tolerance approach to fraudulent or corrupt behaviour.
This isn't something that they can sweep under the carpet. This is something that is going to hang around.
Some locals find the whole matter perplexing.
I'm surprised that the council didn't support some transparency. Seems like everybody's doing secret Simons.
I mean, as a public, I think if something like that happened, public would be interested to know about such incidents.
Yeah, if it's something related to corruption, would like to know more about it.
While others think it's best the corruption watchdog be left to do its job quietly.
I wouldn't say I'm concerned about it. I mean, that's our system. They do work in, at least initially, in a covert way. But anyone can see that they're very effective and powerful when they get going.
You want the investigation to be done thoroughly, and that can only be done if it's done relatively secretly.
There was no debate at last night's meeting when the ICAC matter was raised. Parramatta Council has declared it would cooperate with any requests from an external body while insisting it's business as usual.
And that ends our news update. Bye for now.